Pater Noster, qui es in Caelus.
Time!
Et debite nobis debitar nostra sicut.
Take cover!
Et nos dimitimus debitoribus nostris.
Everyone away from the wall.
Et ne nos inducas in tentationem. But deliver us from evil.
I'm a huge fan of Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, and the sequel did not just meet my expectations, but exceeded them. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is probably one of my favorite games now. I'm sure a lot of people don't feel the same way. I don't think this is a game for everyone. It has too many unorthodox mechanics. For example, you are constantly forced to carry bags of flour, gunpowder, or something else, but this is exactly why I like this game. A lot of mechanics in this game can be annoying, but at the same time, we can make the game more immersive if you give them a chance. I think it depends on your attitude. If you approach Kingdom Come with the desire to get another mainstream RPG, just lay back and enjoy it, it can disappoint and annoy you. But if you're willing to try something new, a game that is not a typical RPG in terms of mechanics, you most likely enjoy it a lot. Some people might say that it is always the case, but I do not think so. Take Witcher 3 as an example. Almost everyone can enjoy it no matter what. It has a great story that is easy to understand right from the start. It has combat that looks great and is very accessible. Kingdom Come both 1 and 2 are not like this. For example, before you can actually enjoy combat, you need to learn it a bit. The same goes for the story. It might be confusing at first, but the more you play, the more you start to be intrigued by the story. In my opinion, this is exactly what makes Kingdom Come so immersive. It requires active effort from you, the player, the effort to learn mechanics and attention to understand the story and all its details. In this video, I'll try to explore what exactly makes this game so immersive and discuss how adding small mechanics for simple actions can really make a difference. I will try to avoid spoilers, but there will be probably a few minor ones. Before I dive into the main topic, please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you want more videos like this.
Now, look here, you filthy beggar!
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is created with the same game design philosophy as the first one, so most mechanics are improved versions of the same mechanics from the first game. Because of that, I will repeat some things I said in my video about the first Kingdom Come, but I will focus on how things were improved.
I am the only one to decide what may and may not be repeated, boy.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has the same perspective, the first-person view, which is done incredibly well in this game, probably one of the best uses of the first-person view in the history of games. Almost every action in Kingdom Come has animation. Items do not just magically teleport to your inventory, you grab them with your hand, you open doors with your hand. There are a lot of cool animations related to combat, and even the DICE board game is fully animated. The way the first-person view is designed makes the game feel heavy and impactful. For example, when you are drunk or sleepy, the camera is shaking. Your armor produces noise. If you wear full-plate armor with chainmail, it rings when you run. Just like in the first game, if you wear a helmet with a visor, your field of view is significantly reduced. Such a great idea. It shows that although a full-plate helmet gives you protection, it also has some disadvantages. All of these things might seem insignificant, but they create a sense that your character is physically present in the game's world. The graphics in this game are incredible. The developers didn't use any fancy technologies like ray tracing, and the textures are not that great when you look at them from a close distance. But the game still impresses you with views like this. Or like this. Kingdom Come demonstrates that art style is more important than graphics, and I'm talking not only about buildings designs or models, but also about the interface and map. The map in this game is a piece of art. The world of Kingdom Come Deliverance is designed in a very consistent manner. Everything follows one sort of historic visual style. There is nothing that feels like it's out of the game's world, which is very important for immersion. One thing I really appreciated in the first Kingdom Come was the building's proportions, which fit the size of the in-game characters. Unfortunately, in many games this is not the case, and quite often buildings are too small. In Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, buildings now look even more realistic. I also appreciate the amount of details in both exterior and interior. There's just a lot of stuff which creates a sense that somebody actually lives in these buildings. The game also impressed you with some huge buildings like castles. The first one you see is Trotsky Castle, but of course, the crown jewel here is Gutenberg, an actual city. It is full of life, and that's another great thing about Kingdom Come. The world feels very alive. Also, people in villages or castles do things. They work, drink, walk. We have schedules. For example, in each settlement there are barrels of water that you can use to wash yourself, and there are NPC that pour water into the barrels. The first time I saw it, I was shocked. It is a small thing, but it matters. It shows that it is a well-thought world that makes sense. NPC do not just stand all day in one place, they live. Moreover, they react to you depending on your reputation. Overall, the way Kingdom Come's world is designed adds to the immersion because the world feels alive and believable.
I should move it.
What is immersion? It is when you forget about the real world and focus on the game, focus on what is going on inside the game's world. One way in which Kingdom Come achieves this is by turning simple actions into in-game mechanics, turning them into gameplay essentially, which force you to focus on the game. Usually in RPGs there are a lot of chance-based actions, such as pickpocketing. The chance to steal an item depends on your pickpocketing skill or something like that. But essentially, in RPGs there is no pickpocketing gameplay. You just click on an item and pray that you will successfully steal it. The same goes for, let's say, alchemy. You have a certain alchemy skill, and this skill allows you to craft certain potions, but again, there is no alchemy gameplay. What Kingdom Come does is it turns such actions into in-game mechanics and gives them some gameplay. There is a pickpocketing mechanic, a blacksmithing mechanic, an alchemy mechanic. Of course, it was all the same in the first Kingdom Come, but the sequel polished all these mechanics, especially alchemy. It feels much smoother now. The sequel also added a new one, blacksmithing. You need to hit the steel and then hit it evenly with a hammer. This is probably one of the coolest blacksmithing mechanics in all RPGs, and it's great that we added it considering that the protagonist is a blacksmith's son. Of course, like in other RPGs, there are in-game skills that make doing all these things easier and more effective. However, you, the player, still need to learn how to do all the mechanics. Even if your skill is high, you still need to understand how pickpocketing or alchemy or blacksmithing work. You cannot rely only on your character's skills. Because of all these small mechanics, a lot of actions that are chance-based and automated in most games here feel a bit more challenging to complete. They require some work from the player. I don't think the idea of all these mechanics is to make the game more realistic, but to engage the player with the game, to force you to focus on the game and to immerse you.
So, my boy, let's see what you got.
Combat has been seriously improved from the first game. It is much smoother and clearer now. In the first game, there were 6 directions from which you can attack. In the sequel, there are 4. So in a sense, they simplified the combat, but I think it is a good thing. The combat was just too complex, it was really difficult to do combos in the first game. What I ended up doing quite often was just focusing on doing perfect blocks and master strikes, which made the combat look kind of boring. In Kingdom Come 2, the developers added a new very important move, a counterattack, which is different from the master strike. After each perfect block, which is when you press block right at the moment of the enemy's attack, after each such block you can do a counterattack. However, it can be blocked, and so the enemy can do the same thing to you. You can block and counterattack. And then you can do the same thing again, which leads to these long sequences of blocks and counterattacks. It feels like a cool medieval duel. The master strike, which is a strike that cannot be blocked, is still here. You can do it instead of a perfect block. And in general, you can do a lot of things in these sequences of blocks and counterattacks. You can try to perform a combo. Like in the first game, doing combos is actually difficult, and you, the player, need to learn how to do it. Just like with other mechanics, with combat, it is not enough just to have a high in-game skill. You also have to learn how to actually fight. There are a lot of trainers that can train you new moves, and you can practice this move with them. I think it is a very good idea that adds to the immersion. Training with experts is an in-game mechanic that trains both your character and you, the player.
You're on the right path, but you have not reached your goal yet.
My goal? You mean the moonshine?
The last aspect of Kingdom Come that I want to discuss is its quest design, which was drastically improved in the second game. The main quests in the first game were already good, but a lot of side quests felt hollow. The game also lacked meaningful choices, that's why I think the first Kingdom Come is more of an immersive sim than an RPG. The sequel fixes this issue, and it is now a full-scale RPG. The quality of side quests comes dangerously close to Witcher 3. Usually there are some choices, which not always lead to different outcomes, but it's still good for roleplay, which is of course quite limited because of the historical setting. You are essentially a nobleman retainer, but you can play this role in different ways. You can try to present yourself as a knight, care about honor and all this typical stuff, or you can play as somewhat of a scoundrel, lie, steal and plunder. There are also a lot more skill checks now, and thank God the developers simplified this system. I spent about 70 hours in the first Kingdom Come, and I'm still confused about how the persuasion system works. Now it is much clearer. But let's return to quest design. There are a lot of multi-step quests, which I think is great because it makes quests more meaningful. It's not just go and kill this guy. Usually there is some kind of backstory and several things you need to do to complete the quest. This multi-step structure slows you down. You don't just complete one quest after another, it takes time to complete even one side quest. And that's why I think the multi-step structure makes quests more meaningful and immersive.
Christ, you're drunk out of your mind, aren't you?
Well, maybe a little bit.
I should have known.
One criticism I have for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is that there are too many scripted mandatory stealth missions. I like stealth in this game, but I like it as an option, as one of the ways in which you can achieve your goal. But there are several moments when you are forced to use stealth, and it doesn't feel great when you don't have a choice in an RPG. Other than that, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a perfect game, at least for me. I understand that a lot of things I discussed can seem annoying. Slow quests, additional mechanics, complex combat gameplay, all these elements can be annoying for many people. So I don't think that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a perfect game for everyone, but again, for me, this is what makes it great. After all, a game made for everyone is a game made for no one. If what I discussed in this video seems appealing to you, try Kingdom Come. Just do not rush it, take your time and learn how everything works. Take it slow and you will enjoy it a lot. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe.